Hey everyone, I'm Quinye, and I don't know about you, but I really don't understand streaming anymore. I really, really don't. Because it seems like every year they're coming out with a new streaming sites. And if you try to pay for each and every single streaming site, you're pretty much going to come out with a cable bill, which defeats the purpose of you even leaving cable, is so you could drop the bill. But it just seems like every single media company out there has a streaming service, and you can't possibly expect the general public to pay for each and every one because that gets expensive. At most, you can only have three or four at a time. You cannot pay for each and every one. And of course, each and every single streaming sites has movies and TV shows that look so appealing, but because they're on a completely different streaming site, you can't watch it because it'll basically be like having cable all over again. And people left cable because it was getting to be too expensive for the amount of commercials they play and the less shows that they offer. So it just it just doesn't make sense. And now all these media companies are starting to feel the effects of having 20 different streaming sites that nobody can pay for. Nobody can pay for 20 different streaming sites. You can only have about three or four at a time before you start feeling the effects of having all them streaming sites. And now all these media companies are now trying to scramble to figure out what can they do to get their subscription counts back up. But when you have all these different streaming sites, and then on top of that, half of the time they offering shows and movies that's not really enticing, or it's just flat out weird, or they barely even last a good season before you just kick it to the can, then what you expect? What do you expect? And all these media companies are now scrambling. They thinking about merging together to become one big streaming site, which 9 out of 10, that's probably what they should have done unless you want to create a free streaming site. Now there are streaming sites out there that are completely free. Now granted, you're gonna have commercials, but I guess that's the give and take of having something free. Like you have to show commercials in order to offer something free. But when you got streaming sites that is subscription based only, what do you expect people to do? Like, you can't expect people to pay for every streaming site there is out there. That will add up to a cable bill. You might as well go back to cable at that point. It's just ridiculous. It is so ridiculous. And I think they are starting to understand that, hey, not everybody can't afford 20 streaming sites at a time. They can only afford three or four at a time. So we have to consolidate our IPs and stuff in order for people to want to pay for this streaming site. Because when you got four and five and six and seven different streaming sites scattered all over, I mean, what are you to do? What are you to do? Like, people are just not gonna pay for all these streaming sites. They really, really, really not. And then you also got the ones that just cut out subscription streaming sites altogether and just go to the free ones that they have. Now, granted, you're going to see commercials, but I guess that's a given with anything that's free. So it's just crazy. It really, really, really is. They should put this into consideration before they start putting out all these different streaming sites. And then you've got the legacy streaming sites like Netflix and Hulu that has been around before all the other media companies decided to cash in on the streaming site idea. But by that point, it was too late because Netflix already had the strong hold in the streaming site. So everybody else is trying to play catch up, and it's just not working. It's just not working, and it's just too much. It's just too much for people that have. It really, 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 really is. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you like this video and want to see more, please click the subscribe button below. And I'll see you guys next time on another video. Okay, bye.